Hey, and here we are, and we're back, and it's great to see so many of you. We need to start off with one of these. A big thank you to my buddy Stephen, to Tempest. Bless you, my friend, that's really, really kind. And I'm just going to switch over so I can see all your comments. Who do we have in? I've seen the Ben Coombs, he's in, which is great. Obviously, Tempest. We've got Quentin James. Haven't got water today, I'm afraid. This is good old Great British tea. We have got Keith H. Great to see you, my friend. We've got Adam D. And I can't see exactly how many of you are watching at the moment, but it's great to see so many of you, especially after quite a break. Now, I'm keeping my fingers crossed here because I'm hoping that this is going to look a lot better than my previous live streams have, because I am now using this incredible A10 Mini, which I'm hiding just behind this sign for today's live stream. And this is doing all of the heavy lifting now, and all I can say is I hope that the stream quality is a lot better than it has been in the past, because that was one of my big bugbears about where we were going with the live streams. So I'm hoping it's nice and clear, I'm hoping the audio's clear, and I'm hoping that the videos look good. And it also gives me a little bit of extra leeway to put some extra media in, and that's what I wanted to do, because I wanted to sort of head away from me just sitting here and ad-libbing off the top of my head. I would like each of the live streams to have its own little topic, and I'm very, very impressed that, having asked you guys to send me in some videos to be the subject matter, I've had 3 videos already, and we're going to start with one today from my buddy Cads, and it's going to be about 10S guitars. Wow, I can see it all going up. Hey, Weedy Guitar Studio, great to see you. Chicken Licking, Keith Wind, is that? Good to see you in Florida. Phil, my eyesight is terrible. I'm going to have to make those bigger. I didn't try this out, that's for sure. Tempest said, I missed the live shows. Glad we're having this. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So we're going to keep these two between, I'm going to say, like we will ever keep to it, but I'm going to try to aim between 30 to an hour, 30 minutes to an hour for these live streams. It should give us plenty of chance to have a chat and for me to talk to you on the stream, and also for us to check out all of the good stuff that we've got coming up. So today I want to talk about 10S guitars, because my buddy Cads has been pushing me forever and ever to get hold of one of these guitars, and really I should have done, and in fact I have been in touch and liaising with 10S guitars about maybe doing a review at some stage. You know me, guys, I just didn't want to jump on the bandwagon just yet. There's plenty of videos out there. Rob Chapman's done one. Ryan Bruce Fluff has done one on a GF guitar. He had that's kind of like an ESP style Les Paul shape. Similarly, Agufish, my buddy Hunter, has done a Relic LP style. Others, Daryl Braun had an amazing Telecaster shape with a double humbucker that I really, really liked. And Dovidas, and of course my good buddy Guitar Max. They've all done these 10S guitars and I haven't. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to have a little look at a video that my buddy Cads has done for us, and we're going to check out a 10S guitar that he's reviewed and played a little bit for us. And a big hello to Grumpy Mike, good to see you, man. And James Severin, great to see you, buddy. Real good. And it's that's what she said. And Jack Collins, good to see you all. Excellent. So we're going to jump in and we're going to have a look at a little video that Cads has sent me. And fingers crossed, this should work and we should be able to see his 10S guitar, and then we can have a little chat about it. The way that they're set up is they are Chinese branded, so ideal for this channel, I guess. And they're custom guitars as well as off the peg guitars as well. And the off the pegs, I think, start from around 350, 375, at least around the $400 US mark. And the custom guitars start from around $500. And of course, they all sound great on YouTube channels. But let's go and find out what Cads had to say about the one he bought. Fingers crossed this works, hey?
Hey guys,
here we
welcome
go.
to CGS, or China Guitar Skeptic. Fortunately, I've managed to take over CGS's channel. This is Cads, for those that know me. Yeah, I've been dying to get on his channel for a long time. Unfortunately, this is the only way I could do it. Was hacking his channel. Sorry about that. Only joking. He's provisionally let me do a video because I've been banging on him for a long time about reviewing this guitar. This is the incredible guitar by a company called Tens. They're a Chinese company, and obviously CGS talks a lot about China guitars. So I've been trying to get him to have a look at this. I had to pull the plug myself. Got one off Reverb. Now, never used Reverb before. I'm not a fan of buying guitars online because they always turn up with issues. It doesn't matter if you're buying it from Anderton's or other reputable companies. I always find I have to send them back and then wait till 2 or 3 of them come up. It's just, that's why I tend to buy guitars from the shop. But I took a gamble and it paid off. This was a good one. Let's talk about the guitar. So the guitar itself is kind of like a cherry burst finish, but it's relict. Now, probably why Mike didn't want to do this is because he's not into relic guitars. I mean, I absolutely love relic guitars. I think they're incredible. And this, by far, is the most amazing job I've seen. And this guitar was cheap. This was not an expensive guitar. The relicing starts all the way from the top of the neck of the guitar, where the finish has actually got like a cracked effect, and then all the way down the rest of the body. Solid mahogany, one-piece neck. It's got, the frets are polished, they're really nice. You don't feel them on your thumb as you're travelling up and down the guitar. The action is super low. It's the lowest action I've had on the guitar, and that's my preference. That's what I like. Hopefully I can do a close-up later and show you what that's all about. Even the attention to detail is stuff like the scratch on the back, which is worn but it looks real, and then you've got the Grover tuners, which are worn. They kind of look like they've been left out in the rain for a few years, but they work fantastic and they never go out of tune. So I mean, everything here is great. It's pretty much just a cheap Les Paul, but is light. So normally when you buy a cheap guitar, it tends to be very heavy. This thing's really light and it really rocks. No fret buzz. So the two things I did ask for from the company, I said it's got to have low action and it can't buzz at this side of the neck or the other side, because that's where we tend to get problems. Is down here it's buzzing, or the end it's buzzing. It's completely flat. I mean, there's no bend in this neck. It's unreal. I'm either very lucky, or we can trust that Tens are an amazing company. Now, I know with Tens you can actually have your own guitar spec'd by them and do whatever you want. Rob Chapman had one very similar to this, and he had the neck scalloped, you know what I mean. He had that done. That's pretty cool. So I'm giving this a 10 out of 10 straight away. We'll do a close-up later on, and now you're going to hear some sounds. So here we go. So we'll start off in a bit of a clean tone, and we'll have it on the neck position to start off with. So we'll just do some nice clean chords and stuff like that, and yeah, hey.
Just before we get there, I just wanted to say that you're absolutely right, Ben, that a lot of YouTubers get sent these things and everybody releases on the same day. And that's something that I've kind of steered a little bit clear of, trying to be somewhat different. Although having said that, I have got 3 guitars to unbox that are coming up, so stick around for that as well in the next few videos. That should be a lot of fun. And yeah, it's not that I didn't want to do or work with 10S or 10s. Now I think it's 10S, but we'll take that as read. But it's just I didn't want to sort of jump on the bandwagon. But anyway, let's go and have a listen to this wonderful playing demo that Cads does for us. Here we go.
So that was the neck position. Going to kind of the same thing in the middle position now. Okay, and then now onto the bridge position.
Hey Cads, marvellous playing here, buddy.
Okay, so now we're going to do a bit more of we're going to increase the sound from a clean sound and then get heavy at the end. So we're going for a crunch sound at the minute. We are in the neck position because we can start there and work our way down. Why not to more of a lead tone? Yeah, so we're going to just do something in the key of E and just see what happens, see what you think of the sound. What I can tell you is it never goes out of tune. This guitar never goes out of tune. Doesn't matter how much I give it beans. Going to get that clear sound afterwards. So watch this. So that was your neck position. Now to your middle. Still in tune. And now your bridge position. Still in tune. Still crystal clear. Still crystal clear in tune even after giving it some beans. Just going to do that again, slightly different. We're going to go from rhythm to, which is basically your neck position. And we're going to work our way down. So, same again. And then now the bridge. Hey guys, we're going to do something a bit heavier. We've got this Positive Grid Spark amp there. Got a couple of humbuckers going on here, 2 tones, 2 volumes, 2 tone pots. We've got the pickup selector is on the neck pickup. We are gonna drop D. The only time I've ever used, been told I've got heavy tones is normally when I'm burping or farting or snoring. So this is different for me. I tend to play blues, but hey, here we go. Let's try this. That was your neck position. Let's do the same in the middle. And then now the bridge. Try something else, back up here. Middle.
That's bridge.
Sorry, that that was a middle. That was straight into the bridge. Now middle. Anyway, you get the gist of that. It's pretty, man. It's pretty heavy. Let's just talk about the guitar again one more time. The bow nut, or the tuss nut, is incredible. The frets are amazing. The neck is a 60s feel neck. Apparently it's very small. Get my thumb over and I can do that in Jimi Hendrix chords. Mother of pearl inlays look fantastic. There's no marking or wear on the actual neck itself. Where the rest of the guitar is relics. The neck looks brand new. The frets feel incredible. Detail of the paint chipping and cracked is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. If you're into the relic look, this is the guitar. There's nothing else to have but this. All the hardware has been aged. The pickup covers have been aged and scratched, but they don't look scratched, they just look worn. The back of the guitar has got buckle rash and marks which don't look fake for a change. When these guitars do it and it looks fake, it's horrendous. I would probably say the only thing I think could look a bit strange about this guitar is what I thought on the photos was this burn mark. And I kind of asked if they wouldn't put that on. But it changes colour in the light, and it is really nice when you see it up close. What I would say doesn't look real. The only negative about this guitar I would say is this part with the red paint coming through. I wouldn't class that as like natural wear. This obviously would be. That's a bit odd for me. Down here, if it was here, marking there, I kind of feel going that way, that would be better. I can't really pick any faults except that. One slight fault I would say, and it's not really a fault, it's just my preference, I guess. This part of the guitar, it's kind of a bit sharp on my arm, whereas every other guitar I've had, it's not really. So like if that was slightly a bit more rounded off, I guess it would feel nicer. The guitar is so light. So if we're comparing this to a Les Paul, which it basically is, for this sort of money, I mean, I paid £330 I think, and the guitar itself, like, is that about $400 US or something? So yeah, for a guitar like that, normally you get a massive heavy chunk of wood for some reason. This is light, it feels incredible. It feels as light as a semi-hollow guitar to me. I don't know it, and the Grover tuners are great. It doesn't go out of tune. The action's incredible. The action's so low, it's unreal. Sounds epic. So there you go. That's my review of this guitar. Hope you enjoyed it. Do I recommend getting another Tens guitar someday? 100% yeah. CGS obviously reviews China guitars. This is the China guitar. I knew it when I first heard about them and saw it, but now I know this is the gold standard of Chinese guitars. I am no way affiliated with this company at all, but I just got to tell you, I think it's amazing. And for the public out there that want to get something decent, don't shoot the messenger if it goes wrong, because maybe I've just got a very unique one-off guitar here. But in my opinion, for the money, you just cannot get value like this. This is unreal. So I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll leave you back with China Guitar Skeptic, because I won't be doing this again unless I'm on this channel with him. So you take care and look after yourself, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
So there you have it. That's thanks, a big thumbs up and a thanks to Cads. Bam Mozzie's in, and I want to say hello. And yes, it's flipping hot in the UK tonight. Hello to Per S. Stromsheim, to Derek Paul Guitar, good to see you, man. Sean Zimmerman's in. We have also got Superjet 113, Chicken Licking, and I think I saw my lovely Janice Lalla as well. Good to see you tonight as well. Now, I hope this time is working for everybody. It's a little bit early, and it really does suit me. So hopefully this is going to be a good slot for you guys. I'm sorry there was no Fretted Friday video. I was planning to do this, but I promised Cads, who is in, that I would notify before I did the stream, because I wanted to make sure he had a chance to come on, and he was saying that Sunday's better for him anyway. So I didn't remember to put the stream notification up on Friday, so in the end it all went a little bit south, but there you go. But anyway, great review there, Cads. I have to say, you're a natural, man, and some lovely play in there with it. And yet we all enjoyed your face when you said it never goes out of tune, no matter how much beans I give it. That was great. So the precept. Hey, Dana's in as well. Hey Ed, how you doing? Long time no see, buddy. So the precept of 10S guitars is they're trying to gain a positive image for Chinese branded guitars. Now, I've often said, and you guys have often said this on the channel as well, that there are Chinese brands out there that do fantastic work and build great guitars at a very reasonable price. There's also some very high-end Chinese guitars. And in fact, one of the brands that I encouraged to set up their own little sideline brand away from doing the fakes was Shengzi guitars, which were originally Bad Cat. I don't know if you guys remember that. But what do you guys think of the idea of alternate Chinese branded guitars like 10S coming out and giving the likes of maybe Harley Benton? They're knocking at the door of the same sort of price range, aren't they, for some of the higher end Bentons? Is that a good thing? I'm looking at your comments here. I'm with you 100%, Ed. I'm not a big Relic fan. I know that Cads is, and he loves that guitar. And man, does it inspire him to play. He plays like a demon on it. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Relicing, but I think, as he said, if the one little bit of relicing on the bottom bout was moved to where maybe your playing hand is, and when you go for the volume pots and tone pots, then that might have been a more sensible place to put that wear. Time suits you well, Bam Mozzie. That's brilliant, and thanks for being here, buddy. So like our vid. What's next? A torn up, road-worn looking Marshall Former 12 cab for $2,000. That's my point. That's why I'm not a big Relic fan. You know, if you've spent a lot of money, or you've spent even a reasonable amount of money on a guitar, I want it to look as good as it sounds, like maybe my PRS does. And a big thank you to, now who was it that sent me a link this week? Was it Brian? I think it was Brian. Sent me a link to another one of the limited editions. Thanks so much for that. Guitar Max has reviewed and likes 10S guitars. Yeah, he's a buddy of mine, and I saw that review. And again, as I say, a lot of the YouTubers have done it. I've been in touch with them at various times, and well, Cads has done it for me, so there you go. I've got 3 other guitars to review soon. If quality, Quantum Music Creation says, if quality from China increases, it will make other companies make better guitars. Really, really good point. I think that's the thing. What we're trying to do is drive up the quality standard, and the likes of Harley Benton and Glary even, who are both built, well, primarily Glary's are all built in China, but primarily Harley Benton lower end range are built in China. And I'm hoping that that's pushing the competition from the bottom up and maybe squeezing that top end. We had the discussion in one of the previous live shows about the various levels that we would consider to be budget, mid-range and expensive guitars. And in fact, my mate Phil McKnight has done a couple of really great videos recently, and he looked at import guitars around the $600 or below the $600 mark. Now I would consider that to be right smack bang in the mid-range price range, bordering on sort of the top end of the budget price range. And he's done another one recently, I believe, at $300. and I haven't had a chance to watch that yet, but it is fantastic to see these models and these brands coming through and pushing that value for money up. So that's got to be a good thing. Looks like they're around 350 to 400. That's right, Derek Paul guitar. They are indeed. Jack Collins is going to stick to his ESPs and Harley Bentons. Okay, that's fine. Mid 400s with a nitro finish. Yeah, that I couldn't help noticing that Cads did say it's a nitro finish on that, which is a lot more difficult to do and a lot more labor intensive, because it takes a number of days to do a proper nitro finish, because you have to apply, it never really goes hard, and so you have to apply it and then apply another coat once it's set up a little bit, and so it does cost a bit. And if they're doing that for that kind of money, it's pretty incredible. Let me see. Hurricane Moon, good to see you. Yeah, I agree, Ben. No problem with open competition with builders. I could care less where they're built. Exactly. It's never a bad thing to give consumer good choices and great value, even if it just pushes others to keep up or push their standards and consistency. Totally. As always, the voice of reason, my buddy Bam Mozzie there. And that's what we want. I think these things are a good thing. Hurricane Moon, you've got a Glary Strat. How do you feel about it? I love mine, I really do. I can't help it. I know it was sent to me free and I didn't get paid to do the review, but I got to keep the guitar. But I use that as my warm-up guitar still. I still go and noodle on it, and then, you know, if I'm going to record, I generally pick up the SE, and yeah. But I always warm up on the Glary, really love it. Tempest, you got a Glary bass the other day. Oh wow, yeah. Well, I did that Glary bass for the youngster at Christmas, and that really worked out well. It was nice to play. Grumpy Mike's currently working on a review of the Harley Benton 450 P90 Gold Top. If you haven't, which I'm sure most of you will have done, check out Grumpy Mike's channel and check out Cads, of course. Because great little channel there. Well, loads of people in here tonight with great channels. Ben Coombs as well. Cad says it never goes hard. That's what she said. But Nitro, the old Nitro. Now, I was reading up because I was doing the video on the 59 Les Pauls and some of the white collar fakes, and the old Nitro back in the 50s didn't have any plasticizer added, and so it did go rock hard, and that's why it crazed and cracked so much, because it had no give whatsoever in it. But once they've added the plasticizer these days, those finishes will crack. So I consider 750 and under to be budget, 750 to 2k to be mid-priced, and 2k plus to be high-end. That's cool. Yeah, not bad, not bad. I wouldn't disagree with that, Bam Mozzie. Hurricane Moon says, CGS, I modded it, new bridge, I think we're talking about the Glary Strat, new tuners, etc. You love it. Excellent. And at the end of the day, isn't that all that matters about any guitar, is that we like to play it? You know, it doesn't matter to me necessarily how much I've spent on a guitar. Obviously, if I've spent more, I would expect the finishing and the appointments to be really nicely, finely crafted. But at the end of the day, I've had beat up old second-hand Strats that I can't put down just because they feel right. And I think at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Said the actress to the bishop. Yeah. So before we ask a couple of other questions, number one, is this stream coming out okay? It looks to me like the stream is good health. The great thing about this little A10 Mini Pro is that I'm also able to record offline, so if we lose any of the streams like we have done in the past, I can re-upload them, which is great. So I'm really hoping that this is coming out good. Is it coming out fine, folks? Now, I know there's going to be about a 30-second delay before I see your answers to this, so I'm going to jump on the next question that I want to ask you guys while I wait to see what you think of the stream quality, and that is, do any of you have experience? Have you bought, have you tried any 10S guitars? And if so, Are there any other brands that you've tried as well that you like and that you could recommend to others watching this stream? Because that's what the community is all about. It's about sharing our experiences and our thoughts with everybody so that everybody can benefit. Stream looks great, excellent, that's really cool. That's super brilliant. That is such music to my ears, folks, because I was struggling so badly before I got this little A10 Mini Pro, and really I was getting quite uptight about the quality of the streams going out. I knew my internet bandwidth was plenty good enough to stream, and it was literally just my computers were not up to encoding and pushing it all out at the same time. So this is now doing that job brilliantly, and it's nice to have both of my Lumix cameras set up. And in fact, funny enough, if you've watched any of my recent videos from here in the studio, then you would have already seen the standard coming out of the hard drive recorder, and that literally is just a little pen drive recorder in the back here. So yeah, I'm really delighted that that's coming out okay, folks, because it means I'm more likely to stream more often, and I know you enjoy it. Think your camera is on autofocus. Yeah, it is. I've had to put it on autofocus simply because the lighting conditions were changing really at this time of day. That's the only downside. I've had to put a curtain up at the window to stop the direct sunlight because that was really affecting it. Usually in the in the produced videos, even with this, I go on manual focus and just get it exactly right by sticking a guitar here. But with this one, I've just let it go on autofocus. So I'm sorry if it likes to hunt every now and then. It does have a tendency to do that. I tell you what, I am melting. It's really hot in here. And I'm not sure it's this thing. So crystal clear, top quality, brilliant. Haven't tried the 10S. Okay, that's cool, no problem. Tempest, keep them coming, Mike. Adam D says, thanks, buddy. Really appreciate that. Looks good, boss. Looks good, boss. Jack Collins says, that's awesome. Really pleased about that. So nobody really is saying that they've tried the 10S brand. So we have to take our friend Cad's word for it, and actually having met the guy, I do take his word for it, and I will go up and play his at some stage because we are going to get a little get together going. And Cads, we need to talk about that soon, man. As soon as I don't know if the semi-lockdown is affecting Brum at all, but yeah, I heard that some of the northern towns in the UK are on semi-lockdown again because of a rise in the R value. But there you go. Really, really cool. Some lovely comments. And Marsman's in. He says he played an SX and a Slick. And Michael Kelly's Harley Benton has blown them all away on fit and finish and playability. And you've got 3 Harley Bentons. There you go. What more can I say other than the fact that I go back to my default position with Harley Benton? I don't think they can be beat at the moment. And I think we're not even going to say they're good guitars for the money or that they're great value. We're just going to say that Harley Bentons generally are good guitars. Now, I know that there will be a few of you out there that have had bad experiences with Harley Bentons, I'm sure, because every company, with the possible exception of a certain brand I might mention, has issues with their manufacture and quality control process once in a while, and that's quite understandable when you're producing hundreds, if not thousands, of guitars. So yeah, I know that there will be issues, but as far as I've been, my experience, and I have got, I think it's 8 or 9 of them now, maybe more. I wouldn't like to say, of which I've bought over half, which I keep on adding back in as a disclaimer. But yeah, I find them absolutely fantastic as well, Marsman, definitely. Cads, I will see you as soon as. Bent Tom says, I come for guitar, but stay for your sweet personality. Oh, well, bless you, my friend. Hey, the big G's in. Good to see you, Gary Tollander. Great to see you, man. Awesome. When wakes this weekend, no masks, etc. Okay, I think you're talking about the state of the current virus situation. Cads has got a Harley Benton, and it's incredible. Yeah, actually, that's a real good point. Cads, can I ask you, how does your 10S at about, I suppose about 50 to 80, maybe $100 more compare to the Harley Benton that you have? Let us know. This Hurricane Moon, my Amarak and 620 are top-notch guitars from Harley Benton. There you go. I don't know if you pronounce it Amarak, I'm not sure, but hey, did the best I could. Sean Darcy, good to see you as well, my friend, and thank you for being here. You got the limited edition Cads. It's great, but not a blues machine like the 10S. Okay. I love the pickups in the Harleys. They are unique. Yes, and I particularly like, I did enjoy, really enjoyed the old Wilkinson pickups, but I'm also a big fan of the Roswells. And with the exception of the 550, which I think I'm going to change the pickups out on, but the 450 Roswells, and particularly on the LPJ, the P90, oh, that's a creamy sound. I really love it. Really love it. Hey, Six String Brian, great to see you. Brendan DeCellis, moving from London to Munich soon. Been holding off my Thomann order for a Harley Benton until you move. Any recommendation on model? Probably my favourite is the CST Deluxe, the custom, which was the brown tortoiseshell type colour. And I really like PRS guitars, so I'm always going to like that. But I have to say, all of their LP shapes, all of the single cut shapes they do, the 450, the 550, the deluxes, and in fact, what I would say is the higher end you go, they seem to be being built in Vietnam or Indonesia, and they're just a little cut above the rest. So go for something like a custom or a deluxe in either the 550 or the CST, because they are great guitars. No masks. Ah, you went to Wales. That's okay, Cads, I see. Quantum Music Creation says, I love PRS guitars, and Ibanez have owned most Squire models over the years. You have a Harley Benton Telly style as well. Not bad at all. Awesome. In fact, I really want to try one of those Harley Benton Telly style guitars. Hugh Caldwell, good to see you, man. You've got a Harley Benton Nashville Nylon, which plays amazingly well. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. My Harley Benton acoustic, I haven't played any acoustic other than that, and in fact I've been doing some recording. It's right here, just to prove a point. There she is, and I have been using it to record with of late, and it sounds beautiful, particularly with that setup that I showed you when I demoed it. And when I take out one side from the electronics inside and the other side from a really decent condenser mic in front, and then mix them and blend them and put some reverb on it, it sounds sweet as. So, Terry Tickler, great to see you as well. You're not late, you're here on time, my friend. What do I think of the Alexis X guitar? I haven't played it, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I've seen it and I've heard bits about it, and there's been a lot of YouTube stuff about it. I'm thinking of the same thing. I will look it up, but I haven't had any experience of it just yet. Marsman changed the bridge pickup in his SC550 because it was weak. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the pickups in my SC550. It's the only one I haven't really gelled with. Blackjack Locking Nut, great to see you, brother. Really good to see you. It's lovely. I'm so delighted that all the crowd are in and have come back for my live stream. First one in such a long time. And I'm really glad as well that most of you are not seeming to have a problem with the earlier timescale as well. I think we're probably just going to dip in under the wire before Pete Thorne, because I think he starts at about 7:30 UK time, but hey, I'm not sure. I'm sure I'm not having an effect on his audience, put it that way. Freedom Over Fear says Superjet 113. Jack Collins says, I only have one Harley Benton, but will buy another. Yep, for sure. let me see, are there any questions? Shipping from Harley Benton is painful for the US. It is right now, guys. That was Tempest, my good buddy Stephen. Yeah, it is difficult at the moment, and unfortunately that's a lot to do with international shipping being all over the place with quarantine and lockdowns at different stages in different countries. And Germany is just heading into another little bit of a rise, which is quite worrying for a reason I can't tell you just at the moment, but I can't wait until I can tell you, if I can tell you. Sorry, that was a bit of a tease, I know. But yeah, I'm hoping that Germany is going to be okay. Please don't forget to, oh, bless you, Bam Mozzie, you are a good egg. Thank you so much. So, my next question for you guys is trust in China. Now, I don't know if you remember back in the 80s, I'm certainly old enough to remember, but Japan and Japanese built instruments had a very similar cheap reputation and dodgy quality for a while. You go back to the 70s and earlier, it certainly did. But by the early 80s, early to mid 80s, the Japanese market had already started to establish itself and get a reputation for really good quality. So, big question, will China go the same way anytime soon? And can we trust the Chinese yet, given the particular point of my channel from the beginning, which is the fact that they do copy and fake everything? You know, do we feel that they will go the same way as Japan, and will some of these guitars, like the 10S and like the Harley Bentons, will they start to gain a reputation? And what will that do to the resale value of Chinese built guitars? Really keen to hear what you think about that as well. Simon Moore says, am I a Variax fan? Well, funny enough, one of the next videos that's been very kindly contributed by my buddy Getaways and Guitars will be probably the next stream, and I might leave it a week in between streams, so I might do every other week on a Sunday. But the next one that I've got is about guitar synths and guitar processors that make guitars sound like other things. So we may well touch on that then. Going to Germany. You might think that. I couldn't possibly comment. Only if it's safe to do so. It looks like you guys are right on it, but I'm not allowed to say anything yet because nothing is set in stone until it's set in stone. Yeah, you remember the Ben Coombs remembers the 80s much better than 90s for some reason. I wonder why. You're still annoyed at China for Pearl Harbor, Quentin. Well, thank you very much for that. I can trust Quentin to raise the standard there. Can trust China as long as they keep from Gibson or Fender only in China. Yeah, exactly. Keep those copy brands for the domestic market and don't export them. I think that's a really good piece of advice. Who was that? That was Quantum Music Creations. I am absolutely 100% with you there, brother, because if they were to do that, it would instill a lot more confidence in them worldwide that they were maybe turning a corner and starting to think a little bit more about the way that we in the West value intellectual property. And I think that's probably one of the big things that they don't really do so well at the moment. There am I being very, very diplomatic, shall we say. Yes, absolutely, Terry Tickler. Eastman Guitars, they're a Chinese brand, and they have got a very, very good reputation. Getting a bit tongue-tied tonight, folks. It's been a long time since I've put myself under the pressure of a live stream, so I apologise for my tongue-tiedness here and there. I just wrapped up my MJT 62 Strat build. Oh, that's Stuart 5150. Sturat 5150. Excellent. Electronics sorted out. Daphne Blue over Shell Pink Relic. Hey, each to their own. I'm not a big Relic fan, my friend, but that actually sounds nice. The blue over pink. Tempest says, for the moment I won't buy Chinese. I like the Squires and making sure they're not crafted in China. Bam Mozzie says, I think it's more to do with whether or not China or any Asian manufacturer wants to make high-end guitars or keep making guitars to hit the cheaper price point. Yeah, this is the point I'm making, absolutely. There's a fair bit of distrust for China, I get that, and I'm not suggesting that of you, Bam Mozzie, just a couple of other comments coming in afterwards. But I think with stuff like 10S coming in and moving that price bracket up into the 400, 500 and 600 mark, and also the likes, again, mentioned already, Eastman guitars coming in at those higher price points with really fine appointments, and even Harley Benton now going in at those sort of knocking on the door of mid-range prices, then I think that they start to gain some credibility. But will they ever get the same credibility, is what I was saying, as the Japanese have now? You know, a Japanese guitar. Mustn't shorten that, because actually that's offensive, and I apologise for that and didn't mean any offence. But the Japanese guitars of the 80s onwards are now very highly regarded, and Squires made in Japan can fetch more than quite a significant amount more than their original asking price. Brendan DeCellis says, I think the manufacturer is always going to be highly dependent on availability of quality materials. Technology will help. Yeah, absolutely. Having a laugh at Bent Tom with Quentin there as well. Okay, you played an Eastman SC59 Limited yesterday. Sweet guitar. Awesome. Must try and get hold of one. They're not so available in the UK. They seem to be far more introduced into the US market than the UK market, the Eastmans. But I've heard such great things about them. I really want to try one. There's nothing stopping them making high quality, but that also makes them more expensive and would compete at a different price point. You can't expect a £200 guitar to have high-end materials. And yeah, I totally agree, Bam Mozzie, yeah. And that's why I think that things like the SC550s and the CST24 Deluxe and the stuff that's made in Indonesia and in Vietnam is knocking on the door of that sort of $400 and even $450 US, maybe as much as $500 US price point. USPS is falling down on its shipping. Go with UPS, a little more expensive. 1 month and counting for that SC550. That's Phil Sequeira. Wow, yeah, it's tough, absolutely tough. Blackjack Locking Nut says, Mike, is the UK getting seeds delivered to everyone there? Getting seeds delivered? Don't know what you're talking about, man. Sorry, am I being a bit thick? I do apologise. The SC59 was $1,450. Yeah, that's not knocking on the door of mid-price. As far as I'm concerned, that's smack bang right in the middle of mid-price. And yeah, I think, and with Seymour Duncan Pearly Gates, nice. Superjet 113 says, shh, about Japanese guitars, they suck. Yeah, of course they do. Eastman have Lola and Goto with quality woods and workmanship. It puts them in a different price point as a result. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Stephen says, shipping from Harley Benton is better than Japan, as I've learned as well. Right, okay. Totally. That's the key point, Bam Mozzie, hitting the nail on the head again. Quality control takes time and money. And that is all there is to it. So that will push the price point up. And I think that that's what they're trying to do. I think that's the direction that they're heading, that they want to increase the value of these guitars, and they want to start being considered exactly the same way as the Japanese built guitars of the 1980s. But that's just my opinion. Tell me what you think. Seeds from China are randomly being sent to people in small packages here in the US. Really? Wow, that's strange. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind if I order an HB and probably give it a shot. Okay, that's cool, man. Excellent. Quentin says a lot of people in the US are getting these weird packages of seeds and no one knows why. That is very peculiar. Harley Benton should do a premium series with nitro lacquer and high-end electronics. That's Sturat 5150. I think that they could be heading that way, my friend. I definitely do. China is flooding the US and Canada with seeds packaged in jewellery labelled on the package. What? That's so strange. Funny enough, my parents recently ordered some lounger chairs, garden chairs from China, and they ended up getting sent a little ring box with what they said was a gold ring in it that looked more like brass, to be honest. And I said, there are your chairs. Wow, that's strange. I have no idea what that could be about. Has anybody planted any of them? That's the question. That is so strange. I'll have to look that up. Has anybody got seeds? Do me a video and we'll do a live show. We'll feature it in a live show. That'll be great. And actually, while I think about that, guys, if any of you would like to do like Cads has very kindly done for me today, my good buddy, would like to do a video that you'd like me to talk about, this is the way I'm intending to go with the live stream, unless you tell me that's not what you want, because at the end of the day, this is all for you guys. So I think it's quite a nice idea, and it's a nice way to involve you guys, and it's also great for me to get the video in advance so that I can do a little bit of research into these things before the live show comes up, and then I've got something to talk about. Let me know what you think. I think that that works really, really well. And if anybody wants to send me a video, I would be over the moon. And in fact, talking of which, being able to do a little bit of research in advance, we also have to consider with 10S guitars, as much as they are going out there and giving guitars to YouTubers to review, Chapman, Fluff, Aggerfish, Daryl Braun, Dovidas, Guitar Max, probably 100 others. They've also had a little bit of an issue, haven't they? Because they got caught using Ormsby guitars, one of their little resin guitars, which I have to say looks absolutely beautiful. They published it on their Facebook page and then issued an apology and said that it was due to a media company that was just finding pictures of guitars to make the website look good. But again, is this an indication that perhaps, again, the Chinese mindset and ideas of what is right and wrong are a little bit misaligned from ours in the West still? And was it the same with Japan in the 70s? I'm not sure. I'm hoping that you've got some answers for me there. Oh, right. Okay. People are being told not to plant them, so don't plant them. Okay, fair enough. When did Bob and Doug crash through the dome and land on the flat earth? Okay. Bam Mozzie says, wouldn't be budget, and it depends on whether they want companies in that sector to keep on making cheap for sakes. Yeah, for the sake of making cheap. Yeah, for sure. Shenzi Guitars is a good example of high-end Chinese manufacture, but they are restricted to AliExpress, which we have a distrust of. Some great luthiers from all over the world doing quality stuff. Yeah, absolutely. What I think as well, there's another element of that issue with them publishing pictures of other people's guitars. Now, are they doing the same as the Chinese fake builders are, by putting out guitars and pictures of guitars, and then when people order them, making them to suit? And that really does concern me. The other thing that concerns me, and we will wrap up on this soon because I've just noticed I'm about to hit an hour, which is crazy. And I promise you that my live streams are not going to go over an hour, and not till further notice anyway. And the other thing that worries me, just going on to the final point, is I can only see that generally they're sold on Reverb. Now, I don't know, perhaps Cads can tell me differently. Can you buy 10S guitars direct? Because I kept getting diverted to reverb.com to buy one if I was interested in ordering a custom built one. Let me know what you've found out in, sorry, I'm just going to say it was definitely the same in the 70s with a company like Ibanez. The only thing was my Ibanez custom Les Paul was a lot better than the Gibsons at the market at the time. And I'm sure you're not that old, Brad. In fact, I know you're not. But I remember the 70s fondly. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it just? Doesn't it just? Yeah, Reverb. Why are they only selling on Reverb? That's a question that I ask. And again, I'm just doing my job as a skeptic by bringing these points up. I think that it's always good to see extensions and developments in markets for guitars, because any extra competition is good competition for you and I, because anything that drives the price down and the quality up for all of us has got to be a good thing. So that is the new format of Sunday live stream. This is the new format of me melting away in the beautifully hot British sunlight as the sun goes down on this Sunday evening. It's now coming up for 7:30 UK time, and I'll take just one or two more comments, and then we're going to round up the stream at exactly an hour, because that's what I promised, and from now on that's what I'm going to deliver. I hope you've really enjoyed this format. Take two more comments or so, and then we will round up. And I'm sure that Ben will be live later on, and do let me know if any of the rest of you are going live today, and I'll give you a shout out. Selling on Reverb cuts out the retailer or needing retailer partnerships. Okay, that's cool to know. So that saves a bit of money, and I guess on distribution as well. Yeah, I do. I have a very good tan at the moment. We have been having quite the heat wave over here. You're standing outside in the heat. Yeah, it is really, really warm, and it's nice. I never complain about warm weather, folks. It's great seeing you again as well, Adam, and all of you, of course. I love being back on the live stream, Grumpy Mike. Thanks so much, guys. That's really cool to know. And most importantly, I love that the multi-cameras are working, that I can do little overlays like this at the drop of a hat, and the fact that I can still see all of your comments and questions and all of that good stuff. And it's quite nice to be doing it direct from this Blackmagic Design A10 Mini Pro. Again, I keep talking about it. I bought it and paid for it entirely with my own money, and I've paid full whack through Thomann, I have to add. But no, I didn't get a deal or anything. I'm just really, really pleased with it. And in the studio here, it's been great for doing videos as well as doing this live stream today. So there you go. Ben Coombs, light rain here. Are we in CGS's country, not in Canada? Oh, right. Okay, yeah, you're in Canada. Ben is live tonight with Nikki Tedesco. And he's put a link in the chat there for you guys, so go and check that out. And thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. It has been an absolutely wonderful, great time for me. If this is okay for you guys, I will check back to see how many have watched. I will check back to see how many thumbs up and likes I've got. And if I see lots of thumbs and positive comments in the comment section down below, then I think that this could be our new streaming time, Sundays at 6:30 UK time. But for now, I am going to wrap up and say I will see you next time. And thanks so much for watching tonight. And I'll catch you all soon. Take care, guys.